Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show. I'm Christian.
And I'm Daniel.
And once again, we welcome you in this wonderful Olympic season that we are in.
Yes, everybody watching us, sorry, production stuff here. Everybody watching us on Facebook and LinkedIn, thank you for watching. If you don't mind sharing this on your pages so that other people can watch along. If you're watching us on YouTube, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time we have a new show on the air. And to all of our friends on Instagram. Hello, Instagram friends. We are keeping tabs on you on our screens. So make sure that you comment and you are part of the show. Although your comments can't appear on screen, we are watching them. I just noticed my teeth are really white. It must be the new toothpaste. They look really white for some reason. One of those things that, you catch your eye on the camera and you're like, is that me? Wow.
Oh, look at me.
How you doing,
everyone. Hi, everyone. I just want to say.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I have a lot of fingers in a lot of different pies, but it's all good. It's all good stuff, and just enjoying this last short time before I go back to school, get my new contract, and go back to school for the 24-25 school year.
When is your day back?
We're supposed to start school on August 19th. So that means technically the week before usually is when my company will, usually in a week or so, my company will send contracts out to the tutors they want to bring back on. And and we'll have an orientation, probably a couple meetings before school year, orientation, and then just get together and kind of rally us all together. And then go from there and start the school year.
Nice.
I am ready. It's funny. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to get back to work.
I can see that.
Yeah. Even after doing the summer, it was nice to have a couple weeks off, but having a few weeks, I don't know, a couple weeks felt fine, but now I'm starting to feel it.
Well, I mean, you know me, a little time off, it's like deadly. Yeah. But I want to welcome everybody. We've been off for a couple of weeks, which I thoroughly enjoyed, particularly because I was out of the country. It's so cool to say that I've been out of the country. That was not something that was part of my vocabulary other than Mexico. But to be able to say I've been out of the country feels kind of like elite for some reason.
Yeah.
Special. So for those of you that were not watching and have not been keeping track of my social media, I was at the International AIDS Conference 2024 that was hosted in Munich, Germany this year, which gave me a whole new appreciation for. We're spoiled. We are spoiled in the U.S. Like. I never really understood when people said that, but now we're spoiled. And there are two particular things that I missed. Well, okay, three things that I missed very much. You, ice, and air conditioning. Air conditioning.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Yes, air conditioning and ice is like, it's like you're asking for 24 karat gold flakes in whatever you're drinking. Like, may I have some ice, and they'll give you one cube at a time. Like, here you go.
Now I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty big chunks of ice. I feel like they went out to the back and they chiseled out a piece for you.
You probably did.
Out of the big communal ice that they have for the whole city.
Yeah.
And that's why they have to like ration it for you.
Yeah.
But
That's what it feels like it's being rationed.
But I don't know anybody who's watching who has been out of the country, especially Europe. You immediately get used to lukewarm drinks because even the ones in the cooler, even getting a drink out of a cooler, it's still warm. How do you do that?
I don't know. I do not know how they do it. They somehow find a way to make everything room temperature, even if it's in a refrigerator.
Because speaking of some of the things that I brought back from Germany, we were at this dinner event and everybody was taking them. I don't know if they took them for the room. I don't know if they took them as souvenirs, but I brought it back as a souvenir. So this is a German bottle of Coca-Cola Zero. And the reason I wanted it is because everything in the back is in German. Well, you can't see it, it's too small, but everything is in German. And I was like, if for anybody who's been to my apartment, I have a couple of bottles of soda. Remember when they came out with the names? Mm-hmm. So I have a Garza one. I ordered one that says Little Mexican on it. And I have a Ramirez one. And I think I have a Daniel one too.
Yeah.
Because it's Daniel Little Mexican Garza. And then, so now this is going to go. Yeah, so now I have a German one up there. The other thing in the hotel, which I found very interesting, is the hotel we were staying at, which is a Moxie boutique hotel. And apparently they're all over the place because I saw them in Amsterdam, and I actually saw one in New York too.
Oh, okay.
They did not have bar soap. They only had liquid soap, body soap. But they didn't give you shower towels, like body towels.
Like face towels?
Yeah, like like when you shower with gel, like shower towel.
Washcloth.
So washcloths, thank you. And so I went downstairs very upset, there's a lot of things that I did. Yes, there was a lot of things that I did that then I realized you sound exactly like those TikTok videos you watch. And I immediately started turning back. But I went and told them, like, there's no soap in my room to shower with. I only thought there was shampoo and conditioner. Yeah, and they're like, are you sure? I said, yeah, I looked, there's not body soap. So then the girl goes into this little closet and pulls out a little bit of muck. But you say it's pronounced mook. And again, everything in the little letters is in German. So but then I looked at it and it says hair and body wash.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm gay. We don't do hair and body. But I felt so embarrassed and I was like, I'm not going to return it. And I didn't want to leave it in the room. So I threw it in my suitcase and I brought it back with me. So I brought this. I don't want to open it. I don't want to use it because it's so. But then I went to the little grocery store, and I actually bought a bar of soap, which is milk and honey, right? Milk and honey. So I bought it, and again, everything's in German in the back. And now I don't want to open it. I want to keep it like that as a souvenir. So But yeah, so all these little things that I found so interesting that, that we have here, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to find them in different names for different things. So I did not have conditioner in my hair for over 2 weeks, which was very hard. So this morning I make sure to condition my hair and get it nice and pretty.
Make it soft again.
Yes. And but yeah, so it was a good trip. I'll show you some more stuff before we move on. We went to Belgium to the Chocolate Nation space, which is a chocolate tour, chocolate factory. Yeah. This is where they make the Godiva chocolates. Those are the better known ones for anybody. And I brought Christian some Milka from Germany, which I believe are gone. They no longer exist. And then from the Chocolate Nation factory, I bought him a mix of chocolate. Were they hearts?
Hearts.
So it was dark, milk, white, and the new ruby chocolate.
And there's also a coffee one.
A what?
A coffee one.
Oh, was it a coffee one in the bag, in the bag with the hearts?
Yeah,
and
there
then
were and ones.
I bought this for me, which is a little puzzle made of chocolate
It's so cool.
and rainbows, and I thought it was so cool. And I know at some point I'm gonna eat it because it says puzzle on there, but I'm just like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to open it. But I brought some chocolates for me too. So,
Did you get some Milka?
yes, I got some flavors that I wanted. And hold on. I want to show you the t-shirts that I brought, and then we'll move on to something really quick. So, for those of you that I didn't tell you yet. So the company was very kind and generous in flying us. I flew in Lufthansa to Germany, and I flew back on.
But what did you fly on?
Okay, well, hold on. What is it? LMK?
KLM.
KLM. So I flew in Lufthansa, and I flew back in KLM, and they booked us in business class.
You got bougie class.
Which I didn't know until it was time to board leaving here. I was such an idiot. I could have been in the lounge the whole time, but I was downstairs with the commoners.
I even told you to go to the lounge.
But you told me on the way back, not on the way there.
Oh, I didn't know you had business either. So
I had business on the way
I would
there
have told you
too.
to go to the Lufthansa's business class lounge at LAX is gorgeous.
So
it's pretty new.
they give you these really cool. Now Lufthansa on the way there while you're asleep, they drop them in this little drawer for you so you can get it. So you don't even know that they're doing it. But you open it and there's a bottle of water, and then there's this little kit. It's a toiletry kit, which it's sealed so that you know it's new. I haven't opened it. I don't want to open it. I don't want to know it. I'm going to go online and ask, does anybody know what's in there, just so I know?
Oh, there's people who have it all laid out.
And then on the way back on KLM, they have this in your seat when you board. And this is their little bag, which is also sealed, which I haven't opened either because I don't want to open it. I feel like I'm one of those tourists. Like, I ain't opening this for never.
You are one of those tourists.
I am. I am one of those tourists. And then the last thing is the t-shirts. I have more, but I only brought out 3. At the international conference, there was a group at our booth, ladies from South Africa. I think it was South Africa. I forgot. I can't find the little card that they gave me. But they made these shirts. In fact, it smells like oils because I was wearing it. I haven't washed it yet, but it smells like my oils. But it's a U equals U shirt. And these are hand stitched. And the ladies in Africa make them to raise awareness and to raise money for their village, for testing.
You want to define the specific and define what U equals U means?
Oh, yeah. So U equals U is
unequal?
undetectable equals untransmittable, which is somebody whose viral load, who's living with HIV, is so low that they can't transmit it to somebody else. So it's U equals U. And it's in different languages. There's E equals E in Espanol. There's K equals K in Philippines, I think. So every country has their own. But most of the countries have adopted the U equals U if they have English in one of their languages.
I love that t-shirt is made by these ladies in their home country. That's really cool.
And it's to bring awareness and bring knowledge and information. And then from Germany, I got, because I couldn't find a Lederhosen. Is that what you call it?
Lederhosen.
So the best thing I could find was the shirt. So
Lederhosen shirt.
this is a shirt from the airport. I haven't looked this up. I just realized that I had something in the back. If anybody knows what that means, please let me know before I look it up. And then the last one, we went to the Mako Museum in Amsterdam, and they had the Masters series, which is Banksy is one of them. What's his name? The camel suit guy.
Oh, now you asking. W.
It's Banksy. It's
Warhol.
Andy Warhol. Even Robbie Williams. Even Robbie Williams has some stuff there.
Really?
Some artwork. Yeah, he has some artwork. Who's this? Warhol. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. So from the Banksy collection, this was the one that called to me in its stream. I really, really liked it. And this is the Mako Museum, and it's called the Icy and Salt series. So, yeah. So, of course, I'm pronouncing it very Mexican tourist speaking, very Mexican tourist speaking English names. But anyway, that's just some of the stuff that I brought, plus some little goohikis and tchotchkes and stuff. But great time. I had a great time. So thank you. The last thing is some pictures, a couple of pictures that I'm just going to show. This is from the International AIDS Conference. So I got to take a picture. And my favorite picture of the whole Amsterdam trip was this one, which I shared it on Monday with my check-in list people. And this is also at the Mako Theater, the Mako Museum. And it was an exhibit that was outside. And I apologize, I can't remember who has it. But they were like, climb it and take pictures. So we did. So anyway, there. So new transition now is Junior Minute.
Junior Minute.
And I wonder if the compadres are on.
They haven't identified themselves.
Compadres, are y'all online? If you are, let us know so we can.
Whatever happened to Charlie?
I know. You know what? I've been following him, but I don't know how he is. If I have to send him a message, see how he's doing. We've missed him on the show, and but I wonder if people don't remember we're back today too either. So
yeah.
I guess while we hear from them, I just got a text from them saying they're coming on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I have that on cue. Today is, I'm going to show this one first. Oh, you've been commenting? They said they've been commenting.
Where?
I'm not getting the. Yeah, I'm not.
Because I don't have connection to anything.
I can't see your comments. That's interesting.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Now we can see them. Well, we see Laura's. You can't see our comments.
I don't know why they're not.
They're on Daniel's page. But now we can see. You can see it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I see them on the page. It's just not popping up.
Oh wait, it didn't pop up for you in StreamYard?
No,
because Laura just popped up for me. She says you can't see our comments, and then she goes, "We're on the Daniel page."
Yeah, no. Whatever you're commenting. Okay, you're Christian. Yeah, if you're on my page, switch over to the Christian and Daniel page, please. For some reason, we can't see
it.
it.
Doesn't have any link on it right now because StreamYard changed.
Yeah, for some reason, we can't see you. Thank you for joining. Okay, so today is Professional Speakers Day. We'll come back to Junior Minute because we're both professional speakers. We both. What is one thing that you do before you start speaking or presenting?
I always make sure I have water. That's become super important. And people don't think about that when they're going to speak in front of a class or whatever you're going to speak in. I always make sure I have my full water, just like I do tonight. Like, I know I'm going to talk. It's okay to take a moment and have that sip and continue talking, because as long as your throat and your mouth stay moist, I said moist, you will be able to talk clearly and with a great deal of efficacy. And that's what's important. And if your throat gets dry, that's when you start going, oh, and then it interrupts your entire, whatever you're doing. It interrupts your presentation, interrupts your lesson, interrupts whatever you're doing. And then that's worse than just taking a sip of water. That's like that's something that you never learn in any type of professional or any type of classroom where they're teaching you like speech or presentation skills. They never tell you to have water, like always have water right there.
And there's a reason why they always put water where you're speaking.
Yeah. And if you bring it up, if there's water in a pitcher and glass, pour a glass of water for you.
Yeah.
Because even if you're only talking for 10 minutes, you're going to your throat will dry out quick, particularly if you're nervous. The more nervous you are, the drier your mouth and your throat get. So if you don't want to end up at being really like your greatest fear being embarrassed because your voice breaks or something, you always make sure you have some water with you, or don't drink Coke and don't drink coffee or anything else, because those are diuretics. They actually take water away. They don't help you stay moist. I said moist again.
Moist.
They don't help you stay hydrated.
Okay, there we go. Now I can see. Yeah, for some reason,
Ohio tonight.
Something technical happened. So I already put a message on my page if they switch over. Hola. Well, thank you.
Hello, Nancy. See, now it's showing, right? Now you're seeing them?
I don't think she watches on our show. I think she watches on our page.
I'm just saying, are you seeing them now?
Yes, but
Jesse just said hello, family.
Yes, but they're watching from the Christian and Daniel page, not from my personal.
Okay.
Yeah, my thing is always loosen your. This is weird, but loosen your lips before you start talking. Yeah, Peter Piper picked up pickled peppers, because it makes a difference. Because then when you start talking, it sounds like you're mumbling if your lips aren't limber.
There was a man from Nantucket who really liked to.
Yes, and hello to Freddie is watching us on Instagram. Hello, Freddie.
Hello, Freddie. Hello, Freddie.
There we go. Now I'm seeing it.
Yeah, she had to switch because for some reason it wasn't coming through from your page, I guess.
There was a glitch when I was setting up the show, and I think it didn't let it connect correctly. It was something that happened. Yes, so it's now we have our own show. We have a Junior Minute.
Our Junior Minute. Oh, look at that cool quaddies.
Right. So we need a little
car kid. I love that. And look at that delicious looking meal.
Can somebody, compadre, comadre, can you tell us what we're looking at, I guess?
That looks like the left looks like they were at, they're out in Riverside. And the right is just a wonderful meal.
Yeah.
He's so adorable. That haircut's perfect. So cute. It's in Arizona.
Arizona. Oh, okay. The quad is from visiting. We found him on it, so I took the picture. Of course he did. Daredevil.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
He is such a motor vehicle guy.
And food sounds good right now.
I was going to say that looked pretty healthy. I thought that was
good.
really cool.
Let me show it again just so we can.
So he can bask in his wonderfulness.
Yes, just so adorable. Have to come. We're gonna set up the appointment to set up an appointment. We're gonna come visit y'all soon, so we'll come visit.
His everyday breakfast.
Breakfast. Aww.
A very Latin breakfast.
Little frijoles goes a long way.
Does he not like eggs? That's interesting because I don't recall ever really seeing him eat eggs except for when he was really little. Maybe he doesn't have a taste for them anymore.
Interesting.
People think that's weird, but I go, no. He likes eggs.
What else is going on? Let me see. Today is he does almost every day. That's why he looks like his padrino. Eggs have been off his breakfast list lately. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought so.
We will go see him pretty soon. Today's also Purple Heart Day for anybody who served in the military. Thank you for your service. I haven't seen. Laura doesn't know because she's been working. Oh, all right, Mr. Mom.
I know, right? That's totally cool.
I feel like now we have to do a movie night and watch Mr. Mom. Like that, I just thought about that movie.
And that was made at a time when it was very unheard of for a guy to be staying home to take care of the house and the kids. So that's really it's cute to see the dynamics, how much they've changed since the early 80s.
Yeah, right.
I love it, and I'll put it right out there. Jesse's a fantastic dad, so it's a blessing to have him be a stay-at-home dad right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they've been reversed. I think it's just everyone trades off. And it does. Zion he's come so far. He's come a long ways, that kid. He's a big kid too. Dang.
Which is a perfect time. I was going to show it later, which is perfect time to show the video we were going to show.
Oh, yeah.
So we have our first TikTok of the night.
Our segue.
And because we have because we have a lot of parents on watching, you tell us what you think. Oops.
Oh, fuck.
Juice.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
Fucking good. Hey, Rob.
Hello.
Bitch.
No.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Can I say a bad word?
Yeah.
You motherfucking bitch! Fuck. Fucking damn it. Oh, fucking damn it. Fuck, oh, fucking damn it. I fucking Perfect.
Say perfect.
Perfect.
Say perfect.
Fucking bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, now you know. I love you. I'm fucking going outside.
It's just a goat.
No, it's a fucking goat.
No, it's not just a goat.
So my question is, do you encourage it or do you stop it?
You can't. There's no real way to stop it. Once it's there, it's there. Once they say it, they've said it. Like the cat's out of the bag. Because it's like being in school. There are certain words you just don't use. And this last year, my third graders started using a few words that were highly inappropriate. And yeah, they do. You can't stop it. You really can't. They're gonna. Someone, grandma, grandpa, someone's aunt, uncle, friend, someone's gonna say it in front of them, and they are going to repeat it. And sometimes I think psychologically, if you make a big deal of it, then they will want to say it more because it's a big deal. Like a big deal was made about it. When if you just let it go like it's nothing and just go, no, that's not a good thing to say, and then you just let it go at that. Then they're like, oh, okay.
It's like so one thing that always bothered me when kids were like that age and they would repeat bad words is it's usually not the parents. It's usually
It's
the tios or the padrinos or the grandparents that think it's funny and cute.
Yeah.
And then they think it's funny and they want to do it more because they get the attention. And then, but what really, because when I remember this, they didn't really cuss. They were like, when I would babysit.
Are you good?
No, Marcy and Carlitos, when I would take them to the movies with me, or I never remember them being like that. I can remember them cussing in public. Like I don't.
And I know you wouldn't cuss, but you don't even do that now, and they're adults.
Yeah, because I
Like,
mean,
I say a bad. But if Nancy, just to show you how much Daniel agrees with what you're saying, if I say a bad word in front of Marcy, this is an adult woman with multiple children and a husband and a home and cars. If I say some bad word, he immediately is like, "Shh, don't say that. You're not supposed to talk like that."
yeah.
And
Well, I
so
mean,
funny. And I'm like, he won't let me do it. They're adults. Come on. So he totally gets you. He's totally on the same page as you, Nancy. Just stop it.
I mean, well, I mean, I do that to you in front of almost anybody. Like, don't.
Yeah, but no, it's in front of your family. You go nuts. You get really aggressive about it. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I remember one time, and this is where my memory is. I remember this is early when Nancy and Carlos moved to the Valley. And we were visiting and we're playing cards and fuck escaped my mouth because I was losing or something. And I remember Nancy just giving me this like, "What did you say?"
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last time. Like I was like, "You did not get away with it. It is not cute." But and even with my dad, I don't really like I don't really cuss around him at all. It's just one of those things.
I couldn't cuss around my parents if I tried. I'm programmed not to do that. But you don't cuss. Mom and dad are just, for me, that's always the line you draw. You should never be cussing at your parents or around them.
And to date, the biggest cuss word that I will say, if I'm really mad, yes, a good old fuck will come out, but my usual go-to is chingado. Yeah, that's my chingado. And chin, like chingado. I'm mad when it's chin because I don't even get the whole word out. Yeah. Like, that's when I'm really pissed off.
Yeah. Yes, Jesse. I'm trying to same thing.
I'm trying to think. Do you have yes, you do have a word that I don't like.
It is a frequent part of Spanish, like colloquial.
Because it wasn't until recently, and it was working with the guys and working Copita and traveling, that I got semi-comfortable with the word way, like órale way. Like I'll say it in that environment with them, but it's not something that I say normally. It just doesn't flow easy for me. But you have a couple of cuss words that you use when you get mad. One I'm not going to repeat because I don't like.
It's my favorite word in the world. I love it.
You know, okay. You know what? I actually. I actually heard a couple of people say it in.
Oh, in Europe, it
Germany.
doesn't have the same impact that it does in the United States. In Great Britain, people just call you that to a friend. Like they'll just be like, "You're being such a C word."
Yeah.
You're being a total C word, and it's no big deal. Which is, if everyone else treated it like that, it would be no big deal. But here we make the big deal about it. For some reason, in the United States, it's just unacceptable.
Because I was standing, so at the conference, we were standing outside in this big plaza area, and that's where they had these food trucks. And somebody was telling a story, and they had I'm pretty sure they were British, but they were telling a story. You know how it is when you're in your little group and you totally don't pay attention to anybody else around you. So I think that's where they were. But I just happened to be walking around, and one of the guys said, and I almost remember he's like, and I told that beep to blah blah blah, and I just went and I was like, oh, I clutched the pearls, and I was like, and then I mentioned it to somebody, and they were like, oh yeah, it's common, and even the Germans were like, oh
it's
yeah,
just colloquial in Europe. It's just part of the colloquial languages, collective.
So, I was very thrown off by that. So yes.
But
So that is definitely not, that is not a professional speaker thing to do.
Do not do that as a professional speaker.
Do not do that. Do not do that. So you don't have to write it out, but do you have, for those of you watching, do you have your favorite cuss word that you say when you're mad? Like, is it the one that just naturally comes out? You don't have to type it out, but you can give us an idea of what your favorite one is. Just a good idea. Just a good idea. So, it's, what else is going on?
One of my favorite catchphrases is from Heathers, early 80s movie starring Winona Ryder, Heathers, and they say it in the lunchroom, and I'll leave it at that. And it involves a chainsaw.
Yes.
And I do like this. When I get really upset, that's usually what I whisper to myself. I'll be all, with a chainsaw.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yes, it's in Spanish. Took me a second. I was like, yes, I know what you're saying. Which there's actually an English translation to it. I'll tell you off camera, Christian. But but yes, I feel like sometimes we do need, especially in Spanish. In Spanish, sometimes you need that little cuss word just to like add to the story.
It's like an exclamation mark.
Yes, exactly. And just in today's also National Sea Serpent Day, which is like Loch Ness Monster, which is probably the only one.
Or cryptid.
You said beautifully. But you watch a lot of not Loch Ness Monster, but you watch a lot of Bigfoot stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I grew up going hiking and camping in the Sierra Nevada, and the Sierras, and that's one of the biggest Bigfoot areas in the country. Is Northern California, the Sierra National Forest, and I grew up hiking deep into the forest, top of mountains, through granite valleys, and I was in Boy Scouts, so we did a lot of hiking with 60-pound packs going through the middle of nowhere woods. Like today, that's why today, as who I am today, can go, why would anyone go to the woods? Why would anyone stay in the woods? Because I got it all out of my system when I was a kid and didn't know better. But I used to have an ongoing nightmare when I was a kid about Bigfoot finding me on one of these camping trips and killing me. And it was a very, very crazy stylized dream. And it also inferred that Bigfoot was an alien, not a terrestrial being, that Bigfoot was not indigenous to Earth.
Interesting.
So it's a very interesting, it was a recurring dream. It ended a long time ago. I don't have it anymore, but that's probably because I'm not camping in the woods anymore. But I just laugh because I spent most of my childhood hiking around the Sierras, and we never once found any evidence of Bigfoot. I'm not saying I don't believe in Bigfoot. I'm just saying we never found any evidence, never saw any footprints, never had any weird noises in the middle of the night. I mean, we slept under the stars. We didn't even use tents half the time. So if we're in the most concentrated Bigfoot area and we never experienced a single moment, not one sound, not one peep, nothing. So the only thing I say, I do believe Bigfoot could be out there. I don't disbelieve it, but just from my personal experience, I could say that must be the most elusive, well-hidden animal ever in the history of this planet. Because even people who are looking for them only get sounds usually, and sometimes they get a footprint. And the footprints lately on some of the newer shows, the footprints are pretty clear. So something made the footprint. There's a Bigfoot out there, but they're just all I can say is they must be amazingly well camouflaged animals, or they have some natural camouflage reflex like a chameleon does. Maybe that's it.
Well, having lived in
all the time when we're idiots hiking through the woods with our backpacks.
Having lived in Monterrey, during school, Monterrey was a big place for chupacabra. So I do believe that the chupacabra is somewhere up in the hills of Monterrey somewhere. Like I know there's different countries that have their own version or their own myth but I do believe that the chupacabra lives in Monterrey.
I believe it.
Because
that's why I don't go camping and I don't go hiking.
Yeah, no more, because I'm too pretty for that. Yeah, no more.
I always see these people like the people who now, a big thing I've seen on TikTok, a big thing that's going on TikTok is they're recording people reporting that they find the feral people of the Appalachian mountain range. They're finding all the wild people who I guess they're just human beings who've gone feral in the woods. And it's what? Wow.
Okay, we're coming back to this.
But yeah, and that's been a big thing, is that everyone's like now saying they're having more and more sightings of these feral people who live in the Appalachian Mountains. And I'm all, it's Appalachia. Hello, does that surprise you any? Doesn't surprise me. Of course, there are going to be cuckoo bird feral people living in the woods. Why are you hiking there?
Right?
Go home. Stay in your house. But apparently they're banging on walls of homes and throwing rocks at them just like big feet do. So, and the feral people, if there are feral people, they know, if Bigfoot's supposed to be in that area too, in the Smoky Mountains. If Bigfoot's there, the feral people know Bigfoot. They all run into each other.
I believe that. Brujas are very real. Brujas are very real.
So are brujos.
And they will, and the thing is, when the brujas are being sent for a reason, they do not hide. For people that are like, I think I see something. No, you will know. You will know. I believe in skinwalkers too, comadre. Wholeheartedly, because, okay, I just got chills, because at Christian's house particularly, not so much here anymore, but at Christian's house, I will be laying in bed. Okay, so for everybody watching, like, when I'm at Christian's house, this is the bed. I sleep on this side.
He sleeps on the window side.
And Christian sleeps facing the wall that way. We've always slept that way. We've always slept back to back. So I'll be playing TikToks while Christian comes to bed. I go brush my teeth, get ready for bed, come to bed. Then Christian goes. We always do the same thing. It's me first and then Christian. And I'll be watching videos. And I swear that somebody sits in the bed or somebody walks in the room and it will make me turn around and look. And there's nobody there. And there's been times when I've stayed alone or that Christian was going to work that I would hear somebody say Daniel within that house. Swear. Yeah.
There's nothing dark or evil in my home because it's well protected. So whatever Daniel hears, whatever you see in my home, it's a being of light. They're not going to harm you. They're not going to do anything other than just let you know they're there. And that's really what the bed thing is. They sit on the bed. About 2 weeks ago, I have a habit of I lay in bed usually around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I like to just go lay in bed and watch TikToks for a little bit. And I was just sitting there laying down, and I swear I felt someone put their hands on my ankles and push my feet down. But just like they were leaning on them, not like hurting or trying to trap me. But I felt my feet get pushed down, and understand, folks, I have a Tempur-Pedic mattress. So if someone pushes down on you, you can feel your legs sinking into the mattress. And I felt that, and I was like, oh, wow, okay. I feel you. I feel you. I know it takes a lot of energy to do that. So I just looked at him. I said, you know what? Right now, I'm not going to be able to communicate with you, but if you want to leave a message with Grandpa, he'll let me know in the morning at the right time.
Yeah. I don't blame it. Yeah, we always talked about the energy there. Yeah, we talked about the energy there.
And we need to come cleanse it. It needs to be cleansed anyway.
Yeah, we need time. All right. You ready?
Oh, sure.
I lost track of time.
Oh my gosh, yes. Did you? Hi guys, my pick of the week is a documentary series that's actually on Paramount Plus, but it's under the Smithsonian Channel. It's under the Smithsonian Channel made the show. It's called The Secret Lives of the Monarchy, and they talk about the monarchy but not just from England, but they talk about Napoleon Bonaparte because he was Emperor of France. They talk about kings and queens from other areas besides just England, but it starts off with a lot about the British monarchy. And it's a lot of great, like they pull out letters and history and stuff that has never before been made public. And it gives you a really amazing, much more human point of view of the monarchy from King George the First all the way through to our beautiful and deceased Queen Elizabeth, God rest her soul. And there's nothing about, Charles' life has been pretty public, and he was kind of in the modern age, so there's not a lot of secrets there. But it's a really amazing show. They even talked about, I learned a whole bunch of stuff about Queen Victoria. I had no idea. I always thought she was just this big, fat, unattractive queen, just because that's all I'd ever seen and been told. But no, she had this amazingly diverse, vibrant life, and she was actually embraced diversity rather than just the British we're the rulers of the world and we're amazing and we're the God's gift to the planet. Like, it was really amazing. So I really appreciated getting these alternate perspectives and a more realistic perspective, like a more humanist approach to the monarchy. So it was really good. It's on Paramount Plus.
Because you watched the whole Crown series, right?
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
Is it over now, or is it still on?
Yeah, they already did their last season.
They did their last season?
So if you watch it now, you are getting all 4 seasons, the whole series from beginning to end.
I watched a couple of episodes with you, but I haven't seen the whole thing. It sounds like my experienced employer. I swear I met the chupacabras and she el grito. Is that what you're saying? El grito de la chupacabra? Yes, it's very known. Yes, so we talk about that. All right, so my pick of the day.
Almost every Latin culture has a chupacabra.
Yeah, everybody has a chupacabra. But
even the Filipinos have a chupacabra equivalent.
Yeah, but the Mexican one is the best, so just whatever. It's the real chupacabra. Okay, my pick of the week is Mother's Instinct, and you can find it on Apple TV. I just happened to watch it on the plane coming back from Amsterdam. So Mother's Instinct is the lead actresses are Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway. Josh Charles is one of my favorite actors, was in it, and a whole slew of different actors. But the main characters, Jessica Chastain, Anne Hathaway, they both play best friend, neighbor, mothers. They both have a son, this great husband. It's set, I'm going to say, in the 50s. But it's based on a book. I can't say too much because I don't want to give it away, but it's all about Jessica Chastain's motherly instincts. Like, she knows something's going on, but she can't quite pinpoint it. And she thinks that Anne Hathaway's character has something to do with all this, but she can't prove it. So it takes a couple of twists and turns during the movie. I'm gonna say this: the first 10 minutes of it, I was kind of like, I don't get it. I thought it was gonna be just very melodramatic, but then you start figuring out things, and you start being one of the spies, not really a spy. You start being one of the investigators, figuring out what happened. So it takes a little turn. I'm gonna give Anne Hathaway a shout out for this. That woman can cry. There is I used to think that Demi Moore was like an awesome on-the-spot crier. I think Anne Hathaway has her beat. I've never really seen Anne Hathaway in this particular character. Anne Chastain does a lot of serious things, but Anne Hathaway, like, it's really good. So it's Mother's Instinct. It's a little psychological thriller. It's on Apple TV if you have Apple TV. But you can also catch the trailers on YouTube. So go check it out and see if it's
Oh yeah.
And then yes. So what's your pick of the week? What are y'all watching? What do you recommend? What you watch? I watched some other things, but I'll talk about those in the coming weeks as we go along. So I think it's a really good time for television right now.
Yeah, and it's funny because like I didn't realize I watch a ton of shows on CBS. Like I watch almost all their shows. Like they really attract me, maybe because I'm old coot, because I like NCIS, I like all the old people shows now. But I realized I'm watching shows across the board, like all these diverse different shows. And Netflix, as much as I can't stand that they think they're so special that they're raising their rates, doing all that insanity, that they actually have some really good shows on there. And they do a lot of my anime, which I really like. Like they take my old anime that I like, but they're updating it and they're making new seasons of it. I like that Netflix is saving a lot of shows that were really pretty good, but that the main studios gave up, and they're reviving them. Just like they did One Day at a Time for 3 or 4 seasons.
3 seasons. I wish they would continue. That was such a good show. It was such a good show.
Such a good job with that. So yeah.
I read an article because I didn't watch a lot of TV in Germany. I did watch an episode of Dangerous Minds in German that I'd already seen in English, so I could follow it. I knew it was happening, but I watched it in German, and they did a really good job matching the voices, which I was very impressed. The Concealed AJ and they canceled it. Yes, that was one season. It was a good show.
One season. Are you kidding? RuPaul?
It was good. It was good.
Now I wish he had his production company up and running when they made that, because he had World of Wonder, but it wasn't where it's at like now. Like now he could do that show on his own channel, and he wouldn't have to worry about it, because it was fantastic. It was such a good little show. And
yet there are some shows that I'm like, why is this still on? Like I didn't realize.
Absolutely.
So flying back, like you have that last hour of flight before you land, and you're like, I don't want to invest in a movie. I'm just going to watch some TV shows. So I watched an episode of Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh.
I don't get it. Like, even after all these years, I don't get it. Like, it's like, I don't know if I have to go back to the beginning and watch it to get the vibe, but I watched half an episode and I was like, these are a bunch of drunk people. No offense to the actors. They're great actors.
The fact you thought that, yeah.
But I didn't get the show. I don't know if it was like I'm not the target audience, but I didn't get it. So obviously not. All right, so we have one more. Huh?
I've never been a hardcore Always Sunny in Philadelphia person, but some of the episodes I watched, I've laughed out loud. Like, it's really it's about these tacky, poor white trash Philly people, basically, who own a bar, and all the hijinks that come from owning that bar and drinking and have their crazy ideas. But it is a select audience. Like, the show's run forever, so it obviously found its audience. Yeah. But I'm also not probably the core audience that they're looking for. But the few episodes I've actually been able to make it through have been pretty funny.
Yeah, they've been on for 16 seasons. You gotta let go of
any sense of logic or.
I think that's what it was. I was tired from the flight because it had been 10 hours. I was ready to come home. I might give it another shot. But we have one more TikTok video for you guys before we go. So we got this for you.
If you're queer and your parents are conspiracy theorists, you're terrified of telling those two assholes who you are your entire life. And then one day, thanks to a pandemic and Pfizer, you can just get a vaccine and be like, oh no, it does turn you gay. Uh-oh, Mom and Dad, looks like you and Alex Jones were right on this one. Looks like we got a sassy queen in the militia. Bang, bang, bang. If you're queen.
I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was really funny.
That's great. To play it off the vaccine. I love it.
Oh, we got somebody else saying hello.
On Instagram.
Roxana. Hi, Roxana. She's watching us on Instagram. Thank you for watching. To all our friends on Instagram, thank you for checking in every week. We can't link you directly to the StreamYard, but we're keeping an eye on you guys and saying hello. So before we go, we want to just remind you that, which by the way, Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game. If you want a guided meditation book for children, it's available at all 3 locations: Awakenings in Laguna Hills, Visions and Dreams in Costa Mesa, and Village Well and Books and Copy in Culver City. And I just got I haven't even shared this with Chris yet because it happened this morning. I got a message from our PR person from the conference, from our team. I gave her a book. She took it to a friend of hers who's a Reiki master and owns a shop in Canada, and she has requested books to sell in Canada. So we are making arrangements. Our book Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game will be for sale in Canada, folks. So we're really excited.
Sorry.
Okay.
Are you going to send both English and Spanish?
Yes. So I'm planning on selling her English and Spanish. So I've got to go ask at UPS how much it is.
Congratulations.
She said it, but thank you. Yes. I'm really excited. I just got the I just got that this morning, and I'm making arrangements to speak to the lady and find out like how much we sell it for in the shops here, how much I want for it, and et cetera, et cetera. But yes, Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game will be for sale in Canada now. And there's a copy out in Amsterdam now because I left one for Ryan and the family, and they loved it, So it was really great. Also, Christian.
Yes, Christian. That's what I look like when my hair is cut. Yes, I do spiritual coaching and mediumship consultation. I don't tell you, oh, Grandma Perkins is sitting behind you and wiggling her finger at you. I don't do that type of medium work. I do mediumship. I consult my main spiritual contact, which is my maternal grandfather, and he's always guided me, given me the answers, and helped me guide my clients. I have a few clients, and they their lives have changed quite a bit with us working together and working through issues and looking at it from a spiritual, energetic perspective, and letting grandfather guide them. Give me a call or a text or an email.
Also, if you're looking for transpersonal coaching, life or spiritual coaching, get in touch. Daniel G. Garza at littlemexicanproductions.com, where we can work with groups, individuals, one-on-ones, online or virtual if you're in the Southern California area. Also really great for, employee summits and trainings and workshops and team building exercises. So one thing I didn't want to say at the beginning, I want to leave it for the end. Today is August 7th, and on today, 4 years ago, my mom passed away, and I wanted to acknowledge her and dedicate this show to her. This was the candle we lit for her the day she passed away, and I'm glad my sister Nancy is watching. But I wanted to just dedicate this show to my mommy, who I know. Speaking about energies and people watching over you, she's always a little overprotective, and she still is. So she makes her appearance now. So again, just so you can see it, that was my mom. Love you, mommy. Con mucho amor para mi mamá. But yes, today, 4 years ago, she passed away. So anyway. Yes, I was hoping you would be watching today because I wanted to make sure that you were part of this. So, everybody, this is my sister, in case you don't know. Thank you, Roxana, for the Just put some doves on Instagram. Thank you for that. Anything else before we go? We're here for the rest of the month, so we'll be on for the rest of the month. Make sure you watch and
Yep, and keep an eye on your phones, Jesse and Laura, because we'll probably be trying to come do a visit.
this just popped up. You thought I was an only child?
No,
No, I have two sisters.
neither one of us are only children.
And hi,
More
Rick.
than we know.
By the way, congratulations, Saudi Rick Caracas, on your new book. He has a new book out. Maybe we can arrange for you to come on, put it together, and talk about it. We had him on the show with this last book. So if you're interested, don't be sorry. You can rewatch it. Go back to wherever you're watching. For anybody watching, you can rewatch the shows. So go check them out and find out everything we talked about. And if you want to comment on the shows, even after we've, I'll reach out to you and connect and do that. Even if you're watching on replay, comments, we still answer the comments. We will reply to you and say hi. We're here for the rest of the month. Love you guys. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, next week. All right. Bye.
Bye.